Another day goes by and Bitcoin remains above 20K. But for how long? I think most of us know by now that the $20,000 level has historic significance for the price of Bitcoin. And most likely the market is going to want to retest this level at some point just to make sure that it is a valid support level. But the question is when? And are there any signs that we are going to get a pullback in the near term, or are we going to go higher first? Well, we're going to be talking about that in today's video. One of the more interesting updates for today is that the Fear and Greed Index has ticked to a 45 read. So sentiment is becoming a little bit more neutral as time goes on. Now it makes sense because we've had a pump, so people might be feeling a little bit more bullish. Technically, we are still in the zone of fear, and that also makes sense to me because I've seen tons of bearish sentiment across social media. People are very skeptical of this pump. But despite the skepticism that still exists, Bitcoin continues to trade above 20,000 with no immediate rejection. And this could mean that we have enough interest and support for Bitcoin to actually go higher in the near term. But of course, there's always another side to the argument. Bitcoin's daily RSI is now extremely overbought. This doesn't mean that Bitcoin's price has to go down, though it certainly could. It also could mean that we just need to consolidate in this area before the next move takes place. And I want to touch upon what we discussed in yesterday's video, and that is that Bitcoin is now in the largest falling wedge pattern in its history, which is pretty cool to see. Now, it's not just a falling wedge. From my observation, it's looking like a falling wedge plus an inverse head and shoulders. Now I'm overlaying it on the screen here, and it's not a perfect overlay, but it does show what I'm trying to get across. What we're looking for is actually a cool-off period somewhere around the trend line. It could be below the downtrend line that we consolidate, form the right shoulder, and then break out later. And it could also be that we pump sooner, then correct to turn the previous resistance into new support as the right shoulder, and then we break out. And yeah, of course, that was a lot of speculation that you just saw, but it seems like the most likely outcome in terms of the pattern that we're in. Now today the stock market is actually closed, so we're not getting any action from equities because usually we are influenced by equities in the crypto market. Now we've talked about this before, but it's so important. Bitcoin has a correlation to the major indexes in the stock market. This is such a key moment for stocks in crypto. If the stock market can break this year-long downtrend, it's likely, very likely, going to lead Bitcoin up. And of course, it's a high risk zone because we're at resistance, and if we reject, Bitcoin may have to consolidate for longer and or test lower prices. Going back to what I was saying in the beginning of the video, there's still a lot of lingering bearish sentiment. And it makes sense because we've been in a year-long downtrend and everyone just thinks that this is the new normal. And that's how bull markets end and bear markets end. People get so comfortable with the current conditions that they think it's just going to continue on forever. But we may actually have a trend shift taking place, and we've discussed this in all my previous videos this week, the reasons why we could be having a trend shift. And right now, a lot of people are shorting the market with a blind expectation. Since January 13th, we've had $600 million in short positions liquidated from this market. If you're out there trading this market, guys, just make sure that you're not trading based on your opinion or what other people are saying on social media. You got to trade based on actual trend shifts. And if you're shorting right now, you're shorting against bullish momentum. Obviously, things can change at any moment. Maybe by the time you're watching this video, the price has gone down. Who knows? But it's hard to tell exactly what's going on with Bitcoin because all we've seen is just one giant pump. To really confirm a trend shift, we need to see higher lows. So I'm not saying that the market can't see downside. Of course, you could short the market and catch a downswing, but what is that downswing going to lead to? Is it going to lead to a higher low, which would then be a signal for a possible uptrend being formed? And is it possible that this current price action has actually shifted sentiment bullish enough that we actually won't be able to get below 20,000 because of how much demand there is for sub 20,000 prices? That's what we got to figure out, and that's what we got to wait for. But the key factor is going to be the stock market. And that is going to be it for today. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, smash the like button and subscribe to this channel if you're new. Check out all the links below. Join Patreon to support this channel. Use the BitGet link below for $4,000 in trading bonuses. This channel is sponsored by CryptoWatch. You can sign up below for free, and I'll see you guys in the next video.